Now that we've done the quiz, the next step that we need to do now is now handle the tasks. The tasks now, they are quite a number, but we'll start it off. I'll show you two ways, one in which you can do one file at a time, and one which you can create all the files at once and then slowly move into putting the answers into the files. So the first one is Hello World. So we'll start with that one. Let me put this to the side. Hello World. Here I've copied all the names of the files. So by that I mean I have copied this file name and pasted it there. Then I move to the next one, which is one confused file, and I've pasted it there as well. So I've pasted them in order. So there's one confused smiley, two hello, all the way to the very last one, which is, if you look at it, it's 22 users. I hope you got that one, 22 users. So now for the first one, we'll create one file called hello world and then put the answer into it. And then the next step, we will create all the files at once and then move into putting the answers one by one. But before that, let's open the sandbox. Before we open the sandbox, remember the instructions that were here, that we needed to have a readme file. We need to have a readme file, this one over here. We need to have a readme file at the root of the folder that we will create. So make sure that we can hide this quiz. Make sure that each and every single time you open these tasks, you read the instructions, because it is very, very important. So here we've been given a description of how the project should be like. We should need to have GitHub repository, and this is the name. I've created it, and I'll show that in another video. This is the directory that we need to have, and this is the file name. So for this task, all files will be in one directory, which is called 02 shell redirections, and this directory is in this GitHub repository. So let's open the sandbox and start coding. Go to the web terminal, click on it, it's there. Let me put it to the side so that we're able to quickly see what is happening. Sorry, that is a sandbox, we don't need that. Nice. So now that we have that, let us list all the files that we have. We have that. So this is the root. We need to enter into this, because this is where we will be having all our directories. Sorry, all our GitHub repositories, which inside them will have all the directories, and then all the directories, even for other projects, should have the files as specified. So let's check what we have. So we can do ls, it will give us a list of all the files that we have, and those are the ones we have. So now we need to move into root, and we do that using cd root. And then now once we have entered, we can use pwd to check our current working directory. And as you can see, we do have root, which is our current working directory. So the next thing after that is now listing all the files that we have in root to check if you already have a file or not. So we've already created the ALX system engineering DevOps repository in GitHub. And we have already cloned. That will be in a separate video, but we've already done that. So the next thing I need to do is move into that repository, and I do that using cd, and I do alx system underscore engineering DevOps, and press enter. I'll show you another way in which you can quickly move into a directory without typing out the entire file name. So now that we're here, we need now to list the files that we have using ls, and we only have a readme file, which I had earlier created, and that one is a readme file for the GitHub repository. So when I created the repository, I put that there, but here in this one, they had also mentioned that they want a directory, readme, for the directory. So now we need to create the directory, and to create the directory, we use mkdir, which stands for make directory, and the name of the directory. And my suggestion is to use the entire name as it is, and preferably copy it from the intranet. Just copy it as it is to avoid errors, and I will paste it there. So I have used Control Shift, held them down together and pressed V for me to be able to paste quickly into the sandbox without having to type it out. One, it will prevent errors, and two, it will save on time. And then after I've pasted it there, click enter. So that will create the directory. So now we can use ls to check the directories that we have, and it is there. Now, I had said I'll show you how to move into a directory, into a file or a repository without having to type the entire thing. So now we want to move into the directory 002 shell redirections. We'll do cd for change directory 0 times 02. So you don't have to type the whole of it, just type the unique first few characters, and then after that press on tab on your keyboard and it will autofill it for you. I hope you got that. Print cd, a few characters that are unique, and then press tab and everything will autofill for you, and then press enter. So now if we do pwd to check our current working directory, we are in the shell redirections directory, which is now inside the GitHub repository. I hope you followed so far so good, because if you miss any step here, you will end up creating a directory in the wrong repository and a file in the wrong directory and in the wrong repository, which at the end of the day, your checker won't check because it needs to be under this root file system. Now that we've done that, now we need to create the first file. I will show you two ways in which you can create files. You can create one by one if you prefer, or you can create all of them at once. So we start with the first one. This is Hello World. So I'm going to copy that, Hello World. And I'm going to use VI, which is my preferred one. So I will do VI. And as earlier stated, instead of typing out the whole thing I want to paste, I will use Control Shift V. That will paste it as it is, and then click that. So what that command does, one, it creates the file with a specified name and opens it to you in the command prompt for you now to um, work on the file. So as you can see, I want you to pay attention here. We have the name of the file and it says that it is a new file. So please note, sometimes you'll find it's an old file, but in this case, it's a new file. So now we are not able to edit it as it is. We need to press I and get into insert mode. And what insert mode means is we are able now to edit this file. So think of it, if it was a Word document, you're now able to actually type it out, either edit, write something in it, delete something in it. So that is what insert mode does. So now for the solution to this task, I had earlier researched and I have all of them over here. And even before we continue, I want us to look at one of the few instructions that they had mentioned, which is key, which is why I had insisted, please make sure you read the instructions. So here, when you go up, these are the general requirements for this project, for this assignment. One is you need to have the first line of all your files be exactly this. I hope you see it. This is exactly as it is. Hash, exclamation, /bin, /bash. If that is not in your file, it won't give you 100%. It won't, because this is a requirement. We've done the README, which that is okay. We are not allowed to use this backtick, so we should not use that anywhere in our answers. And here another one is your files must be executable. So what they mean by that is that we should be able to edit, we should be able to run and have them be executable files. And lastly, there's a mention of you are not allowed to use SCD or AWK anywhere in your code. So I hope you got that. So let us first put the solution to this one. And if we repeat, the question is they want us to write a script that will help us print hello world. And this is what they want us to print. What is in double quote, whatever I have highlighted, that is what they want us to be able to print. And followed by a new line. Please remember this. This is very important, because if you don't do this and they're teaching us and training us to do this, it will be very difficult for you to actually pass these tasks. So make sure that you always read the instructions and meet each and every criteria that they have mentioned. So for the solution, I have actually copied them. So This one it is. So this is my answer. I will copy it as it is to save time, but I hope you also understand, but I will also explain it as we go. So that is it. I have the mandatory line at the top and I have echo and what they want us to do. So after that, I press escape and I press escape as long as this is in insert mode. And what that does is it removes us from the insert mode where we can type and edit and delete items and characters. We escape and we quit. We write it, which is save it and quit. So that is equivalent to close saving your work on a Google document or on a Word document and exiting or canceling it. So now full colon WQ. That will write and quit. That is what it stands for. And then press enter. And then now once you have done that, if you want to check the content of your file, you easily type cut and the name of the file. So here you'll be able to see what is in your file. There. So now you can see this is it. There, what I have highlighted. It is as it is. So the other thing is there was a mention of it needs to be an executable file. So we need to use chmod u plus x and the name of the file, and this will change it or change the mode of this file to an executable file. And that is that. So now when we list all our files, we do have we do have hello world, there it is, and it's good to go. Now the next thing that you need to do is git add and commit it. I hope you're following. And here we'll just put down the name of the file and then git push there. Nice. There's something that I think we forgot to do. We forgot to put a readme file in this directory, this one. We forgot to put a readme file there. So we need to do that real quick. So let me clear this and then you can start at the very top. Nice. So we do vi readme.md, press I for insert mode, and I'll just put the name of the first file, which is that, and then escape and save and quit. So now let me git add, git commit, sorry, I'll do readme file, and then git push. I hope you're following. If you have any questions, please feel free to type in the comment. We will try as much as we can to respond to all of them. Now we need to now go to our intranet and check our code and see if it runs. So let's check our code. Yes, so this means that it has passed all the requirements, and it has passed all the requirements because we have read all the instructions and we have made sure that we have given solutions to each and every instruction that they have mentioned. So the next thing that I'm going to show you is for the rest of the files, from confused smiley to the very last one, which is task 22, this one, task 22 DJ Cutter, and the file name for this one is 22 users and homes. So this one I'm going to show you how to create all the files at once and change the mode at once. This will save you time and it will also give you the right mentality and the right speed. So let's clear what we have here first so that we're able to create all the documents at once. So as I had earlier mentioned, I have copied all the file names and put them in a notepad to save time. And they're here. This is the first one that we have done, hello world, and I want to copy everything else that is here. So from there to the end, copy it, and we go back to our terminal, our web terminal, So now we use touch. Touch is another way you can use to create files. I hope you remember that. Touch is another way you can use to create files. And I will just paste all the file names that I had earlier copied into a notepad, all of them from the second one to the last one, which are mandatory tasks. And Control Shift V, it will paste all of them. It will paste everything there, and then I will press enter. So now if I am to do ls to list all my files, I should see all these files, including the readme file that we had earlier created, and the very first file, which has the changed mode. I hope you remember we changed the mode, and I want you to see something. So now let's press ls there. So now you can see this is hello world, the very first file that we have done, and it has we checked our code and it succeeded, and all the other files that we have created. I hope you can see that the other files that we have just created right now are white, and this other one is green, a different color. I don't know what yours is, but on my side it is green. So what this green means is that it is an executable file. So this is one way you can get to know if all your files or the mentioned files should be executable and are executable. If not, now you need to change them. So now since we have already copied our file names, all the file names, now we can change the mode all at once, and we use chmod u plus x and paste all the file names. They were still copied, so they're there. So now I can change them all at once. And when I list, they're now green. So I hope you see that. And also remember that readme should not be an executable file. It should not. So now we can easily move into answering the questions and speed things up. Now, this is the confused smiley. So you're supposed to write a script that displays a confused smiley. The suggestion is copy this as it is because of this specific one, because we don't have this readily available on the keyboard. Yes. So as I had earlier stated, I have all the solutions. I have them here. So I'll quickly copy it. I had also copied it exactly as it is. So we are going to sorry. So we are going to copy this file name. Get here, say vi and paste. That will bring us into this, and then we press I. After we have pressed I, we copy. And once we have copied, we paste the answer there. Yes, and now we escape and save and quit. Yes, so now we can add this to GitHub, commit it. If you're not able to understand what git add, git commit, and git push do, kindly comment down below and we will create a video for that if you want that as well. So git commit, it's there, we paste the name of the file. Okay, sorry for that. Git commit, and here I'll just put the name of this file as well. So yes, git commit and then git push. Yes, so now once this gives us this message, if you're not able to understand this, as I've said, comment down below and we'll definitely do it. Now we can check our code and see if everything is okay. As it does first, I will clear this for us to be able to work on the next one. As you can see, the test was successful. Now I can move to the next one. So what we will do from now on, I will just copy paste the solutions and then we will run all the codes at once to save them. So now we have this one, vi, the name, That's the name. We paste the solution. Sorry, we need to press escape first and then write and quit. And then we can git add, git commit, commit the name of the file, which is to hello file. Sorry. And git push. Yes, and then now we can check our code. And that is successful as well. Now we can move to the next one, which is what about to display the contents of this file and this file. So remember the instructions of we can only have 2 lines. That is important because in this one they are trying to see if we know how to see the files of 2 files at once. So here we're going to do vi and the name of the file. Open it, place the solution. If you need explanations, you can let me know. So here we're using cat and the names of the paths to the file. We're using the names and the paths to the file. So we have cat, the first path, and then the second path. So that way it knows do this one first and then do the next one. So now once we have that, we escape and we save and quit. And then we git add, we git commit, and I'm committing using the file names for ease, and so that also my GitHub looks nice. And then git push. Yeah. So now we can check our code. And that is successful. Now the next thing we need to do is display the last 10 lines of this. So what this means is this is the file path. So the name of the file is password, and it is in a file called etc. So let's clear this and then we do that. So now here we need to do vi, and the name of this file is supposed to be 4 last lines. 4 last lines. Paste it there. Once we have pasted it there, press I, and then we are in insert mode, get the solution to this. And if you remember from our last video, is that tail helps us see the last 10 lines. So here we have tail, n means line, 10 is the number of lines you want, and this is either the file name or the path. I hope you get it. So now that we have that, we escape, write and quit to save it, and now we can git add, and you can commit it. And as I have mentioned, we are committing it with this. Commit it, there it is, and git push. Now we've committed and pushed successfully. Now we can check our code. As we wait for it to check, we can clear this on our end. Nice, so it has successfully run. So now we need to move quickly so that we also save time. The next one is we need to display the first 10 lines of that file. And this is the path. So now we need to write vi and the name of the file. That's the name of the file. Press I to go into insert mode. And then the only difference between this one and the other one is head. So as we had mentioned earlier in the previous video, tail gives us the last 10, head gives us the first 10. Tail is last, head is first. And then now escape, write and quit. Yeah. Git add, git commit, and the name of the file. So since there are many tasks, what we'll do for the next ones, I will write all the solutions, and then we'll commit at once and save at once. So we move to the next one, which is line 2. So we're supposed to write a script that displays the third line of a file called iactor, the third line. So the file is called third line, and I'll come here, vi, paste it, third line, it gets us there. And then now after that, this is the code. I will explain it in a short while. So once it is pasted there, the first line, it's what they have told us to have, and this is what it says. We've been told to write the first 3 lines of the file. Display the third line. The third line. I hope you get it. The third line. And this is the content of iactor. I hope you can see. This is the content of iactor because they have done cut iactor. So now what they need us to do here is head and they want the first 3 lines. So this will print the first 3 lines of iactor. And then you remember pipe. Pipe, it helps us move from one command to the next. So what happens here is once you have printed out or you have obtained the first 3 lines, now the next thing you need to do out of the 3 lines, pick the last one. So this is what tail n1 does. And that helps us print or display the third line of a file. We pick the first 3. Once we pick that, we move to the next step, and out of these 3, we pick the last. So that is the third line. So let us quit that. Escape. We said we will add them, commit them, and push them later because of time. So the next thing we need to do now is number 7, write a shell script that creates a file named this. So this is the name, and here they want us to use the concept of escape, which is a special character that we learned earlier. So this is the file name, 7 file. I've picked it, vi, paste the file name there, I in fat mode, and this one I will explain it a little bit. So let me expand this for you to be able to understand what is happening here. Let me set up quickly into landscape. Yes. So I want you to see that there are some forwards backslashes that are in blue and others are in black. So here, whatever is in black is used to help us escape the next character. So if you notice here, the first 4 characters, we have 3 backslashes and 1 asterisk or 1 star. So the first blue helps us escape the second backslash. I hope you got it. The first blue backslash helps us escape the second backslash. And the third backslash helps us escape this asterisk. So that is what you need to see. You can pause the video here and make sure you understand this. So each and every single character that is in blue helps us escape the next one. If you need more explanation on this, we can have a later video, but I hope you get the point. So now we can move to copying this. This is the solution. We need to copy the whole of it. There it is, and then paste it there. Yes. Escape, right, and quit. And then I'll move to the next one, which is save current state of the directory. So we're supposed to write a script that writes into the file called lsdcwd content, the result of the command line this. So here, if you see you getting the contents of one command into another, just to know we're going to use the type for sure. So, and if it already exists, they told us to overwrite it. So overwriting it, if you remember, we use 1 greater than or lesser than sign. And if it doesn't exist, we need to create it. So let's get the file name, 8cdw, vi, we paste it there, and then get the solution to this. and paste it there. So I hope you understand what is happening. So this is the first line of the code, which will list, it will give this result. They've told us to do that, and we need to put that into a file called this. So we use 1 greater than sign. And then after that, we escape. Content. Sorry. So now that we have that, let's escape and save it. Enter. Now we move to the next one, which is VI9, the 9th tasks. Actually the 10th one, but it's named 9. So you're supposed to write a script that duplicates the last line of the file called iacta, the last line. So let's copy the name of the file that we need to create and put the solution inside. Press A to insert or edit that file. And this is the code. I hope you're now able to understand what is happening. We use tail to get the last bit of it, and we're getting it from iacta, and whatever we get, we are supposed to overwrite it. We're supposed to append. I hope you get it. We're supposed to append. Now, we skip and we save. And then now we move to the next solution, the next question, which is no more JavaScript. So we're supposed to write a script that deletes all regular files, not the directories. We hope you see that. Just files that have this extension. So here we're supposed to write a script that is able to pick all files with .js in the directory and its folder and delete it. I hope you got that, and delete it. So here we have 10 no more JS. Paste it there. To enable us to edit, and there we have the solution. So here it helps us find in our current working directory, that's what the dot means, and we're using the name, and we want all files, everything else before the dot, that is what it means. Asterisk means everything or all, and as long as it has a .js and the type is a file, and the action we want to do is delete. So I hope you got that. The next one is 11. Do not just count your directories, make them count. So here you're supposed to write a script that counts the number of directories and subdirectories in the current directory. I hope you got it. So the name is 11 directories. Get the name, copy paste it there. Press I for us to be able to edit that file. The name of the directory. The solution, sorry. Paste it there. Escape. Yes. The next one you need to do is what's new. So here we're supposed to create a script that displays the 10 newest files in the current directory, the 10 newest files, and this file should be called 12 newest files. VI, paste it there, enter, press I to be able to edit that document, and we're now able to get the solution. I hope you see it. So here we're listing the first files in our current working directory, and we want the first 10. I hope you see it. I hope you see it. By default, head or tail will pick the first 10. So that is why we're using head alone without specifying 10. Now we escape and we save it. And we move to the next one. VI. Here we're supposed to create a script that takes a list of words as input and prints only words that appear exactly wrong. So here it will remove anything that is a duplicate. That is what they want. So if by default we print better, the word better twice, it will only give us one instance of that. I hope you got that, only one instance. So here we're using the file, we're creating the file called 13 unique. So vi 13 unique, paste it. I to us to be able to edit it. And we're going to use unique. Unique helps us helps us remove anything that is a duplicate. I hope you remember that one. Anything that is a duplicate, and the shoe, it will mean in the current working directory. I hope you got that. Or in the current user. So the next thing we need to do is escape. And we have that. And the next one is VI. The next task is for us to, it must be a file. So we're supposed to display lines containing the pattern root from the file, from this file. I hope you got that. The pattern root. So we are creating a file called find that word put in. There it is. VI, press I for you to be able to edit that document. Let us look at the solution. There it is. Grep helps us find a specific word. So here we're looking for a specific word called root in this file pattern. I hope you got it. We are displaying lines that contain the pattern root from this file. So that is why we're using grep, the word we're looking for, and the file. Then we escape and we save. And then you do the next one, which is supposed to count. It's called count that word, and it displays the number of lines that contain the pattern being in the file, etc. password. So this file is supposed to be called 15 count that word. I'm going to paste that file in there. Press I for me to be able to edit that document. And copy my solution that I had earlier looked out for. I had earlier made researched and saved it. So here the same thing, we want to display the number of lines. So here we're going to find all the lines that have the pattern bin, and we're looking for them in this file. And once you get that, we pass that and do this command next, which will be able to help us print the number of lines or display the number of lines, and then escape. And then the next one that we need to do is number 16, which says what is next, and it's display lines containing the pattern root and 3 lines after them in the file. This one is a bit more complex, but let's look at it. I hope you're following and you're not lost. Press I to always edit. And what is next? There is the solution. I hope you can see it. We have 3, and this means after, if I'm not wrong, and 3, and we are looking for this pattern. So now that we have our solution, we save and we quit, and we move to the next one, which is I hate beans, and here we're supposed to display all lines in the file, etc. password that do not contain the pattern bin. That do not contain, that is the keyword, do not contain. So we copy the name of the file, paste it there, press I, and we copy that. I hope you can see it. Yes, I hope you can see it. Yeah. So now we escape and we save, and we move to the next one, which tells us to letters only, please. So here we're supposed to display all lines of the file. This is the root of that file, starting with a letter, and it should include capital letters as well. I hope you got that. So if it contains any special characters or numerics, it should not be displayed. We have the name of the file, we've created it, and we're now able to edit it, and this is it. So here we're looking for all the lines that start with this. I hope you can see it. That starts with this. I hope you can see it. So it includes all the capital letters and the small letters. Now we can escape, and save it. And then now we move to the next one, which is the 19th task, which is A to Z. We're supposed to replace all the characters AC from input Z and E. Sorry, I think we confused a little bit. So let us go back and work on the 18th task, which is letters only. So you can just redo it again. So it already has that, so you can enter and you can delete all that is there and replace it with the correct solution, which is this. Save and quit. And we're now able to move to the next one, which is what we had confused, and this is A to Z, and it's supposed to replace all the characters A and C from input to Z and E respectively. So let me clear here so that you're able to clearly see what you're doing. Now we do VI and the file 19AZ. Press I to be able to edit it. Get the solution for 19. Write and quit and save it, and then now move to the next one, which is without C, you would leave in here. Go this one here. So here we're supposed to create a script that removes all letters C, small c and capital C from input, and the file name is called 20. Here go. So here we have already pasted that. Paste the name of the file 20. Here go. Enter. Once we enter, we get this and paste it there. Now we have that. We write and quit, and then so here we have done 22 users and homes. It is 22 users and homes. Sorry if we skipped, but yes. So here we're supposed to display all users and their home directory sorted by users. I hope you got that. Write a script that displays all users and their home directories sorted by users. So I've created the file and I've edited it already. So this is it. This is the solution. This one over here. So now we escape and we write it and save it. And enter. And now we have all the files. So now I want us to be able to quickly add all of them, commit all of them, and push all of them to GitHub. So we do git add, and then we git commit. And here we can write a simple message just for us to be able to remember what we have done, and you can say shell redirection tasks. Enter. And the next thing that we need to do after we have committed this is push it. I hope you remember the step. Push it. So git push, and you can push it. There it is. I hope you can see that. So now let's check our codes. So it has successfully passed. So that is the last one that it has passed. So we can now go back as we continue checking each and every single code. So if you have any questions, please feel free. Because of time, we will not cover the extra and the advanced tasks. But if you want also that to be done, also please do comment down below and we will definitely do it. Now that we've finished, now all our tasks are done. The next thing now we need to now do is just sorry. The last thing that we now need to make sure is that all tasks are done. And as you can see, we finished each and every single task. They're all done. So now we just need to make sure that everything is 100%, and we just go to our projects file, and now you can see it's 100% done. And now we can wait for tomorrow for the deadline and check what we have. Until next time, bye. Thank you for watching, and we will do the next video, the next lesson in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.